other interesting political news, you have the White House finding cocaine. And no, this is not the 1980s or whenever that cliche was popular. Now, this development and this story has been going on for about a week, and the White House, of course, is claiming, whose could it be? We don't know. It could be anyone's. And when it first came out, we were told, oh yeah, it was in a very unsecured part of the building, which bullshit, BS. And they said it was in a common place, so anyone could visit the White House and have access to that. Which the White House has more security cameras, more security personnel, and more technology in it than perhaps any other conceivable place on the planet. You can't pick your nose or drop a penny on the ground without some camera or some security guard or some Secret Service agent seeing what you do. It's the most secure building in history, some might say. And they're claiming, oh yeah, it was a common area, so we didn't really know. I guarantee if it's unfathomable to believe that statement. Unfathomable. Now, as the story developed, it looks like, oh yeah, actually, it wasn't in that common area. It turns out this little baggie of cocaine was found just a few feet, or it was just a couple rooms next to the Situation Room. The Situation Room is the most secure room in the most secure building in the planet. The only more secure place in the planet than that room would be a secret bunker we don't know about, or the presidential bunkers, or maybe Air Force One. So you had hard drugs right next door to the Situation Room, which, no, it does not have anything to do with the Jersey Shore guys, The Situation. I know that's a pejorative TV show about Italians back in the day. But it's one of those things where, oh yeah, so it was right next door to the most secure, important rooms ever. And now we're being told that catching the culprit will be unlikely because it's being tested in a federal lab, and they're saying, oh yeah, we're not finding enough DNA or enough, a big thumbprint off this baggie. Basically, you have the government investing the government. And it is hilarious to see some people are actually saying it might be, I don't know if these people are trolling people, but there's some people, oh yeah, it's probably Trump's or, Trump Jr.'s, which I don't see any public evidence of that. And again, it might be trolling because Occam's razor, the most simple solution is usually the most likely one. And if you think about it for maybe 0.3 of a second, the most popular crackhead in history is Hunter Biden. He's been convicted of it. His laptop famously had selfies of him with all types of, entertaining women or women of the night. And just pictures upon pictures of him smoking crack and cocaine. He might be the crackhead of the year, which isn't a category I thought we'd have on this channel. You might have to tack that on to the business blunder of the day. He's certainly on there, and of course he's above the law. He just lied on a 4473, which is think of it as a job application to buy a gun. He lied on that form, which if you or I did it, that's 10 years in prison. He did it. He lied because he says he was not on any illicit substance at the time of the application for the firearm. It turns out he was dumb enough to write an autobiography where in the book he said at that time he was on drugs. And they just let him plead. They're putting in some fluffy term I can't even think of at the moment. But it's basically a fancy way of saying he gets to walk for free. It's like a sweet probation. It'll even be wiped from his record if he doesn't mess up between a certain period of time. Which, statistically speaking, he'll probably mess up, but also he's not going to get enforced at all. He also owes over $1 million in taxes. Again, he's a crackhead. Where does his money come from? His paintings, which is one of those cliche things of money laundering. It's very common because, again, paintings are very hard to quantify as art, which he is not an artist. I'll just say that much. And I would say there's a 1% chance we'll get to the bottom of that story. And I'm being optimistic at that 1%. But just goes to show you, connections help. Ridiculously enough. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers this month, so every time you click that button, it greatly helps us out. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things also helps us out a lot as well. Appreciate the critique and the feedback. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone to stay safe and fight the good fight.